You definitely want to stick around for this episode because I'm going to be sharing some real truths with some of the GOP party chair people. That's coming up on This Week in Evansville with a 5-minute update. I'm Johnny Kincaid. And I want to start off, though, first with giving a big thank you to Cheryl Musgrave for stepping in and preventing what I saw as a tremendous overreach by the Evansville City Council. Now, here's what happened. The City Council is getting ready to vote on their environmental code. It's ordinance G 2024-02. It's what would create a commission to enforce air quality standards and other environmental standards. And there was wording in that ordinance that said the regulations created in this chapter shall extend 4 miles beyond the limits of the city. Wait a minute. How do you get away with that? How does the city have enforcement power 4 miles outside of the city limits? So I started with calling some city council people and asking about this provision of the ordinance, and didn't get anywhere. I actually didn't get return messages from them. So I turned around and contacted Cheryl Musgrave, and I sent her the wording, and I said, "Is this right? Are you aware of this?" And after reading that, Cheryl went and took action and got legal counsel involved, and they sat down with that wording and realized that at one time the city would have had that right. But in 2019, the state legislature took that back from the cities so that they can only pass ordinances that are enforceable within their city limits and not outside. So big thanks to Cheryl for stepping in on that. Cheryl Musgrave, there are 3 kinds of politicians as far as I'm concerned. There are the ones who won't return your calls. They're the ones who will take your call and tell you, "Oh, yeah, we'll look into that," and then they do nothing. And then there are the ones that actually take action. Cheryl took action. And I found that code, by the way, because I was on the City County Observer website, and they always publish the city council agendas on there. It's worth looking through those agendas to see what the council is going to be up to next. So be sure to check that out. All right, now let me get around to the county chair people in the GOP, because, on Wednesday in Vanderburgh and Warwick County, I believe that the chair people in both of those counties are going to be doing hearings for people that the county chairperson declared basically unable to be a part of the party or that weren't a part of the party, and so thereby disqualified from running. Those challenges to the candidates that they filed. Now, here's the thing. You GOP chair people understand this. You're dealing with volunteers, people who actually want to make a difference. And especially in this world, man, there are people who really want to see some change happen. So they want to make a difference. And they file for their candidacy. It's their first foray into the world of politics and into the world of volunteering. And do they get a nice little thank you note for wanting to be a part of the process? No. Even if they're not challenged, even if they completely qualify and the GOP leaves their candidacy alone, they still don't get a thank you note. They don't get anything that says, we appreciate you. But if the county chairperson wants to challenge that person, then by golly, you get a notice from the county clerk's office, and it's a very kind of straight to the point letter. They don't sugarcoat anything there, and then a copy of the form that you filed to challenge that person's candidacy. That's it. If you're a county chairperson and you want to stop taking whoopings at the ballot box, you got to build your army, and the only way that you build an army of volunteers is by treating people right. By having a little kindness in the mix there, so that when that person comes along to volunteer, that even if you have to challenge their candidacy, that you do it with a modicum of kindness so that they want to still do stuff for the party. Because most of these people, they're not out to do anything malicious. They're there to make a difference. They're there to make their voice be heard. And when all they get back from you is that challenge, and how important is it to challenge them based strictly on the voting record? Could that person have put out signs in the past for Republican candidates? Is that a possibility? Wouldn't that make them a person who you want involved? See, there are all kinds of different ways that people show that they're Republicans, even if they don't vote in a single primary. Think about it. For you county chair people, start treating people like people so that we don't get handed our rear ends on a platter in the election cycles, like what happened for the city elections last year in Evansville. The Republican Party lost. It wasn't that the Democrats won. The Democrats did a better job than the Republicans did. That's the simple bottom line. We've got to grow our army, and that means bringing new people into the tent. And that is the responsibility of the party chair. All right, enough of the rant. I'm Johnny Kincaid. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe so you get future episodes of This Week in Evansville.